What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about the Sacramento Kings and the fact that they may have found their next head coach, and he was right in front of them the entire time. Now, we know after a few seasons with the Sacramento Kings, Mike Brown was fired about 2 weeks ago now. Now, Mike Brown had helped this group break their 19-year playoff drought by making the playoffs only a few years ago, only to be fired this season after they had a really poor start. They started the season 13-17, and that's when their front office decided to quit on Mike Brown. Now, we know since then, under Doug Christie, who was named the interim head coach, they have been 5-1. Now, their one loss came against the LA Lakers, but now they have won 5 straight games, beating the Mavericks by 10, the Sixers by 6, the Grizzlies by 5, the Warriors by 30, and then last night beating the Heat in what was one of the best games of the season in a double overtime thriller by 5. Now, let's just talk quickly about last night's game. We saw incredible performance from a guy like Keon Ellis. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 15 deflections, and a block, and was just all over the place. He had a stretch there where he hit back-to-back triples, and my favorite part about that was not the fact that he brought them back in the game, because they were down 17 at one point in the fourth quarter. No, my favorite part about that was how excited Doug Christie was for his team and his guys. I mean, the energy he has helped inserted into these guys, and we've heard it in post-game pressers, guys saying it's different playing under him. He has us playing like a team. Our rotations are better. We're playing smarter. We're getting better shots. Their sets actually being ran and designed for DeMar DeRozan, our biggest free agent signing. I mean, he's doing a brilliant job. And since this 5-game winning streak, they have the 4th best net rating in basketball with the 6th best offense and 3rd best defense. They're also 3rd in offensive rebounding percentage, which we saw last night when Keegan Murray went up and got 5 offensive rebounds. They're also 3rd in free throw percentage, another thing that's been crucial for them. They're actually getting to the line. They're making their shots now. And the thing with the offensive rebounding, and when you look at the defense and their offensive output, is it's just he has them playing so much harder, and he's clearly motivating these guys. And there is one thing with this that is a little concerning. We see this happen sometimes. Now, I don't ever think we see it to this extent where a team is playing this out of their realm of what they were playing previously. But we do see typically when a team fires their head coach and he's getting a lot of the blame, the guy they bring in right away is the dude who comes out and the team wins 4 straight games and they look like the best team in the world, and then they come back down to earth. So I understand time will tell, but I think the fact that Doug Christie clearly is standing up for his guys, he's defending them in press conferences, he's going out and doing smelling salts before the game so he has more energy. I mean, hopefully I can get the clip on the screen for you guys. The fact that he's out there trying to fight Steve Kerr after Draymond Green plowed one of his players on a screen. He's really just that dude for them. And Doug Christie, we know what he's about. We've seen him try to scrap with Kobe. We've seen him scrap with Rick Fox. He's seriously about that life. He's a tough dude. He's worked his ass off to get where he is. And I think maybe they really found their guy. And when you have young defensive players like Keon Ellis and like Devin Carter, who is one of my favorite prospects in the league, did anybody see what he did last night? He hurdled. Yes, hurdled. I don't even know what it's called. He full on just jumped over Terry Rozier. Jumped right over him, didn't make contact with part of Rozier's body, completely cleared him because he was trying to block a shot. Rozier ducked to try to draw the foul, and he just jumped right over him. It was insane. A freak athlete who gets to the rim, gets rebounds. I mean, there was a play the other night where he shot a floater, it missed, jumped up over 2 people, grabbed the rebound, and put it back up. Those are the type of people that Doug Christie is going to want playing for him. And I think with the post-Fox era really looming in the fact that you could trade De'Aaron Fox potentially to a situation like Houston where you'd get back a Cam Whitmore and a Reed Shepherd and some first-round picks and Fred VanVleet, who hopefully they would reroute in that situation and not try to make the playoffs with, but it's the Sacramento Kings at the end of the day. But either way, you're telling me you could build a defensive identity around guys like Keegan Murray, around guys like Keon Ellis, around guys like Devin Carter as pillars of your defensive core. That makes Sabonis a little bit less of a scare when it comes to his lack of rim protecting ability. And I think Doug Christie might be the perfect guy for this new look Kings team after they trade away De'Aaron Fox, because it's filled with dogs, and that's exactly what Doug Christie is as a player and clearly is as a coach. Now back to the fact that he has the team playing like an actual group of players and not a group of individuals. They're currently 10th in assists per game since this 5-game stretch that they've been winning on. And I think that goes extremely underrated because this is very much a team where the offense was strictly ran through Sabonis or it was ran through Fox. And if they couldn't get their look, they were kicking it out for a bad look or a mid-range jumper of some sort. And I think the fact that with the way this roster is constructed and the fact that you have De'Aaron Fox, who's more of a mid-range centric guy than just a 3-point shooter, and then you sign a guy like DeMar DeRozan to the contract you did and for the term you did, who has never been a 3-point shooter and has been a strict mid-range assassin his entire career. The fact that he has kind of turned this group into something that isn't having these stagnant offensive possessions and isn't just waiting to find the next shot that is wide open and actually just moving the ball around and getting ball movement going to get open looks is really impressive. In the other night against the Heat, there was a possession where I believe it was Devin Carter at the top of the key, and him and Keegan Murray were passing it back and forth, and then Carter got it. He passed it off to the other wing, and then got the ball back, and then passed it back to Keegan, and eventually just the little ticky-tack passes between the trio got an open 3-pointer for one of them, and it was Keegan Murray who absolutely drained it, no doubt. And I hope that with Doug Christie now in control of this team, Keegan Murray's offensive production can go up a little bit. And the fact that Keegan Murray has consistently lost touches and lost shot attempts and lost playing time because of these new additions in the way they're building this offense, even though he had an incredible rookie season and you would have thought he would have been getting way more shots and been their third option by now, he's not, and he's losing out on shooting opportunities. And I hope under Doug Christie that changes and that Doug can get the most out of him. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I think 100% Doug Christie is the dude for this group, but at the end of the day, his players are backing him right now. He's backing his players, and there's just a little bit of a bond already forming between this group and their new guy, Doug Christie. Hopefully, for his sake, he is the guy. And hopefully this isn't something where they just fall off a cliff after a certain point and stop playing the brand of basketball that they're playing right now, because it's truly something fun to watch. The defensive tenacity and the lack of heliocentric offense with the amount of ball movement that they now have going on in Sacramento is something I'm loving to see. I'm Chris Lambert, folks. That's all I got for you today. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Is Doug Christie the guy for this group, or is he not? Thank you so much and have a great day.
This game is actually about who makes the least amount of mistakes. So they're going to get made. It's like not a big deal. Like if it's super big, like it'll be a timeout and we'll talk about it. But the point is you continue to fight, you continue to play to the next play with speed, aggressiveness, downhill, and looking to take joy.